You've probably seen movies that feature multiple personalities, like Split, Black Swan, and Me, Myself, and Irene. But how accurate are these movies in depicting multiple personality disorder? Let's do some myth busting. Let's begin with the name itself, multiple personality disorder. Is it possible for anyone to have multiple personalities like the one in the movies? Well, yes and no. No, you can't have multiple personalities. Having different people living inside a mind is not exactly how it works. But you can have multiple personality states or identities. You can imagine it as if the personality has been fragmented, and each fragment has its own personal history, traits, and experiences. This is a real but very rare disorder, affecting 1.5% of adults in the United States, and it's now called Dissociative Identity Disorder, or DID. The American Psychiatric Association defines dissociative identity disorder as the presence of two or more distinct personality states. There are two types: possession form, which is when an individual is seemingly possessed by external identities, and non-possession form, which are cases of alternate identities. Dissociative identity disorders are usually caused by a combination of sexual, physical, and emotional trauma during childhood, as well as a genetic vulnerability of 50%. Individuals diagnosed with DID often have strong shifts in emotions, impulses, or even words and actions that they feel like they have no control over. They also exhibit dissociative amnesia, which are lapses in their memories that come from switching identities. For example, if identity A did some late night online shopping, then next day identity B might be surprised to find 15 Hello Kitty teacup sets on their doorstep. Myth or fact? Most individuals with DID have different wardrobes and hairstyles. This one is a myth. Identity A can't just put on a wig and suddenly become identity B. Most non-possession form DID cases do not overtly display their different identities. Extensive clinical attention to their sense of self and their memories is needed in order to be properly diagnosed. Myth or fact? Individuals with DID can find themselves in another city without any idea why or how they got there. This one is a fact. This is actually a type of dissociative amnesia that happens quite often, called dissociative fugues. People with DID often experience blackouts and suddenly wake up somewhere else. I guess this one is not that different from someone blacking out at a club and waking up married to a stranger. Myth or fact? Anyone who experiences possession probably has DID. This one is definitely a myth. The APA makes it clear that in cultures where possessions are a part of their accepted culture and religious practices, it is not considered a symptom of DID. For example, in some indigenous tribes of the Philippines, possessions are considered a part of traditional folk belief to communicate with nature or ancestors. These possessions are not necessarily diagnosed as DID or any other disorder. If you're interested in personality disorders, check out this video on borderline personality disorder and how it impacts the way someone feels and thinks about themselves and others.